Internet. We're there. We made it.
It's my last week of BT.
No.
Nothing changes whatsoever except the router I'm using.
Oh my god.
He was a cool, hard-hearted magician, and she was his florist.
Go on. I'm intrigued.
That's how it starts.
Fuck me. That's a story in the making.
Even.
Oh. You know the score. Yeah.
I was like, give me some beer. She was like, here you are. 6.5% of vacation IPAs. All right. Kind of tell me something.
Yeah. Get wankered.
Nothing tells you that you're shit when you're sober, like your missus buying you strong beer.
Like no one tells you you're fucking bald when you get a hat for Christmas to keep your head warm. Fucking ace.
All right, should we do this podcast?
It's because they care, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking, why is mine... It's coming in hot, my microphone, this evening.
That sounds so hot right now. Hansel.
Gains as low as it'll go.
Come on, Gaines. Is that Lieutenant Gaines?
La.
Well, that's loud.
Fuck. There you go.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Luckily, no one watches this, so it's fine.
That would have been terrible.
Oh, God.
It's fixed itself now.
Well, good news.
Right, I'm ready. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm here.
No, it's too low. There we are. Here we go then.
Heavy on the bass.
Hello and welcome to the JfG Podcast. This is episode 239. My name's Alex and I'm joined by Ash. Hey, buddy. You're my good friend,
buddy.
Ash.
I am your good friend, Ash, and I'm here in the place, which is this podcast, which isn't a place. Bass in the place, London. Heavy on the bass.
Heavy on the bass. All about that bass. About
It's
that
crazy.
Bass. Turner never gets a mention.
Well, that happens. Anyway, yeah. Podcast, video games. I've got so much to talk about this week. One thing on my list will come later. That's a good news story.
Good
Suspense.
Lord.
That's right.
Very suspenseful, absolutely. Like
some could say
suspenseful.
That is a juicy dangler. I'll just put
It
in there.
certainly is a juicy dangler. Yeah.
It's definitely my news favourite thing of the week, buddy. I might have to bring back the jingle just for this because it's so good.
Oh, very nice. I certainly look forward to that then, buddy.
Yeah.
Beautiful stuff.
Apart from that, buddy, I drove to Manchester and back the other day. Work, always fun getting in the car for a good few hours.
Yep.
And driving back and forth. And I needed something to listen to, so I listened to the Video Gamer podcast, which I haven't done for about a year because it was really annoying. I had some woman on there. Not that women don't know about computer games, but this one didn't. And that annoying guy, I can't remember his name. He was really over hyperactive.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
It was.
And how is it now?
It's much better. There's a woman that actually knows what she's talking about now, which is good.
That's an upgrade from the previous one who didn't. So that's a
Indeed.
good start.
Yeah, she spoke about Temtem a lot. I was quite intrigued.
Okay.
I kind of want to play a bit of Temtem now.
Is that on Switch?
No, it's only on PC. It's on Steam, open beta access. I think it's like 25 quid though. And I'm like, I'm not paying £25
Something of an investment.
It is, isn't it? But it's like big old open world MMO Pokemon. That sounds pretty funsies to me. But anyway, there was a couple of other guys on there. They were incredibly sarcastic. I mean, not as sarcastic as us, obviously.
Obviously.
But yeah.
Okay, well, maybe I need to go back to that. I haven't actually
Go on.
haven't been listening to any gaming podcasts recently.
Yeah, it was only like an hour and 15 minutes long, so it wasn't too bad.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I also listened to the Game Informer podcast, and I listened to the whole thing. It was like an hour and 45 minutes, and it's like, hey guys, we're so chipper and super duper, and we love video games, and and I was like, well, it killed one of the journeys. So
absolutely.
That happened. They also spoke about Temtem and exactly the same other games that the other people did. So I was like, okay, cool. I know all about this already.
I've not been listening to any gaming podcasts recently. The two ones that I listen to the most are that Peter Crouch podcast, which is fucking hilarious and really good. Yep. And also Athletico Mints with Bob Mortimer.
That's a classic.
Noticed they were going on some sort of cheeky winter tour, buddy, and snapped up some tickets. Me and the Funk are heading to the old Leicester Square Theatre in a few weeks' time to see a bit of live Mints. So that's going to be quite
nice.
Fun.
That will be good fun. That'll be good fun. Yeah, mate. Apart from that, I had a big package in the post today. It's a large package.
Because I don't related, buddy?
I hope so, because it's big. It's 56 litres big.
Oh.
I'm excited about this. Because I don't know if you know, but it's my birthday on Saturday, buddy.
Gibbons, buddy. I'm fully aware it's very close to my birthday, so I never forget your one.
Yeah, that's true. It is close to your birthday, a.k.a. close to my birthday.
There you go.
Also meaning this is the last podcast that I will do whilst under the age of 35.
Yep.
I feel like that's a milestone.
It is 35. A milestone, and not a good one.
No. It keeps going up, these numbers.
We're on the home stretch.
Yeah, kind of running down now.
Yeah.
Taking it easy.
Just running down the clock.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
You know, you say you've got an hourglass, and you're like, oh, it's half in the top and half in the bottom now.
Yeah, it's a fair bit of that's gone. That's what you'd be thinking.
We're fucked, really, aren't we?
Well, what can you do, buddy?
Not a lot. Just
play video games, probably.
Play video games, waste your time.
Absolutely.
Totally. I love video games. Talking of video games, I don't know.
This is a podcast about video games.
Oh, hello. Yeah.
Before we head into talk about what we've been playing, buddy, could I just ask you exactly what it is you're drinking this evening? Because, of course, you're drinking something, I would hope.
Obviously, you've got to hydrate, or in this case, dehydrate.
It's important.
I saved these from the weekend because they were really nice. They're it's from Aldi. It's 99p for a little can.
Oh, I like that one.
Freak Ale Works Phantom Pale Ale. It's a banger.
It's a fruity number. I do like that.
That's back to front if you're looking at it that way.
Works on mine.
But, well, that's all that matters, buddy. And you've already had it before. But yeah, it's cracking. So was it like 4.6 or something? 4.8. That's better. I'm happy with that. What about you, buddy? What are you drinking?
I'm on the Vocation Ale, buddy. It's the Life and Death IPA.
Is that the black with the blue thing?
It's got a greeny bluey thing going on.
Yeah, the green one.
Tropical citrus. It's baffling 6.5%, which isn't necessarily warranted, but it's very good, buddy. It's as they say on the back of the label there, it's they're proud to put their name on it. It's what drives us. It's what made us. It's our vocation, which is very much like when you're watching like a disaster movie and someone finally says the title of the film as a line in the film, and everyone's like, "Oh,
GoldenEye."
Yeah, GoldenEye. Or now I'm gonna have to be Fast and Furious.
Oh, he's going to be the fastest and furious.
It's time for you to die harder.
Oh, good one. Yeah.
Those aren't very good examples because they're all fake, but you know what I mean. You get
Phantom of the Menace.
Opera,
okay.
Phantom of the Menace.
The Menace opera.
So yeah, that's what I'm drinking, buddy. And now I want to talk about some video games, as is my right as a human being, but
Let's
no
do
longer
that.
a member of the European Union like I was before, which is
Oh, yeah, that happened. That's
that
something
happened
that
this week.
I don't really care about, but
Nothing.
probably should. Really, shouldn't I?
Yeah, well, I don't think so. You
Okay.
can't play it, so I'm not interested. So let's talk about some video games instead. What have you been playing this week, buddy?
Well, this week, buddy, I've been playing the Switch, which was a bad choice.
Oh, Era Coco.
But there was a situation where my son wanted a game, and I could get it on the Switch for a heavily discounted price, which
Absolutely,
suited
buddy.
me
Well,
very much.
Yeah.
And that game is A Hat in Time. If you've ever played this game, I mean, I didn't know what the fucking scoop was going on in this game at all. You get hats. It's a 3D platformer. You get hats. He was super excited to get this scooter hat, which meant he held down a button and he was on a scooter.
Nice.
I was fine with that.
Yep.
It didn't seem to be like there was any kind of progression. It was just going to different places in time. I was very confused. I'm not going to lie, I wasn't paying a lot of attention because it ran like absolute bollocks and just looked terrible.
That's the Switch. I can't believe they managed to get that game to run on the Switch.
I know. It does run on it
Yeah.
incredibly badly.
Yeah, Gibbons.
I was incredibly unimpressed with this game. I won't be playing it again. I'm sure it's better on PC or any other console, probably even an N64. I don't know.
Could well be.
But yeah, that console likes to ruin games unless they're like incredibly. I was going to say basic, but Celeste is not basic. You know, visually
Basic.
easily to render. Let's
Yeah.
put.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any kind of 3D environment isn't a good shout unless you're in like the size of a tiny box, like Luigi's Mansions, for instance.
Yeah.
You know, it's not very big, or the game is big, but there's lots of little places to go, if you get what I'm saying. I will never play Skyrim or The Witcher 3 on the Switch because I feel like I would kill myself.
It would just blow your brains out, you know?
Yeah,
That'd be
I
the
think
end of it.
so. It's just not worth it, you know.
Don't need that.
So that's a game ruined by the Switch for me there, buddy.
Lovely stuff, B.
Gibbons. Apart from that, I've been installing loads of stuff from Game Pass. I went a bit mental. What did I install? Can't remember now. I got Frostpunk installed now.
Nice.
I did play a game called Infinifactory on Game Pass. This
Okay.
is a really basic. I say basic. It's a little puzzler, and you have to make a factory line. I was like, that sounds good. I like puzzles. Factories are all right, I guess, as long as I don't work there. And
It's an important distinction. Agreed, buddy.
it's literally like you build little conveyor belts, and you got to get all these things from point A to B. But then there's like A, B, and C, and you've got to connect them all up in a separate way and different things. It's got little different mechanics in there where it pushes them together and pulls them apart and things like that. It was all right. It's not a lot to it, but I feel like the puzzles would, what's the word? Exponentially? That's a word.
Yeah.
I feel
like difficulty and
there
challenge.
you go. That's words for you coming out.
There you
Yeah.
go.
So
He's heard some words before.
I've heard words and semi understood them.
Yeah.
So I got that installed, and I got the fishing game installed because I love fishing games. That took a long time because you always need at least 57 gigs of fishing game.
Is that crossplay?
I don't know. I don't think so. I doubt it. It seems to be only, even though like I click on it, it says like Xbox Live multiplayer 2 to 8 players. I'm like, oh fucking sweet, but it won't be. But I don't know. We could try it. Let's see if it does anything. Because we tried it with Human Fall Flat the other week, didn't we? But that doesn't have it. So I'm guessing it's just going to be like Microsoft's first party games that will have the cross-play ability.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe that's the only thing you can rely on, unfortunately. But no, there we go.
I also went bananas and installed every single PS Plus game this month. I installed the BioShock collection, The Sims 4, obviously, because I need that in my life again. I can't even... When did that come out originally? Was it like 2-3 years ago? Must have been.
The Sims 4?
Yeah, or was it even longer?
Than that.
Yeah, more than likely. I remember playing it anyway on the PC when I first got it and having a whale of a time.
2014.
There you go. That game's 6 years old and now I've got it again. Great news. So I'll play that, and I installed whatever the VR game is, so I might try and play that without a gun.
Yeah, well, you can play it with the wands. It's just not quite the same as having like something to properly clamp onto with
an actual gun.
But,
Gibbons, so I feel like I'm getting prepared for the Destiny 2 wind down, which is imminent. As I only have like 2 things left to do, and I've got my seal. I'm done. Put it in the bank. I'll still do raid nights, get on with the boys, do the raids, because I'm really, really enjoying that. But fuck doing all the other shit. It's a pile of wank. So yeah, wind down time, buddy. We played some Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered.
We did.
On Monday.
Important that you don't mistake that for Call of Duty Modern Warfare, which is the new game,
the latest one. Yeah,
we
played the old one, but that came out years later because it got a remaster.
Yeah, the one where they took all the multiplayer maps out of it and tried to sell them back to you as extra DLC 10 years after the game came out. That one.
That was cool.
Yeah, we played some custom modes, didn't we, on that? And it was actually quite. You were kind of curating the evening as the old host there. And
host with the most.
Playing about with some of the rules and stuff, and it's quite fun, like sort of, headshots only and only specific weapons, that sort of thing.
That was the funniest. So we ended up doing Shipment, which if you can't remember or never played it, which is weird, is a little square with loads of containers in it. So yeah, we ended up playing that headshots only with pistols or sniper rifles, the 50 cals.
Yeah.
And we had like a rule of no frag grenades, but a couple might have slipped out, I might say.
Oh yeah,
I don't know who that was. I don't know who that.
No idea. No idea.
No. Some cunt anyway.
I needed all the help I could get. We all did. You've been playing fucking competitive shooters for the last 3 years.
That's the thing.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered is the only first-person shooter I have installed on my console. I haven't played against anyone for a really long time.
And it really hit home for me. It's like, wow, yeah. You guys haven't played I know the Funk and PJ play Wild Pants and stuff like that, but it's not fast paced. They have got the new Call of Duty though, so I think we're gonna have a whirl on that at some point. But yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I play these games a lot. I should be a bit better, kind of thing. It's like when we play PES and I'm like mediocre to shit. And you're like, whatever, and just take it round me several times and pop it in the net. I'm like, okie dokie. Not a lot I can do here. But yeah, anyway, it was really good fun. The aiming in that game is really weird. It doesn't feel like... It feels like it's shooting 2 seconds, or it's shooting, 2 seconds... There's a delay or whatever. You line someone up with a headshot, you shoot them, and you miss them, and you're like, what? They haven't moved. They've been standing there still, several times. I'd be moving the stick across to get the line up, and as soon as it was on you, I'd hit the trigger, but it was still missed, kind of thing. It was odd.
Yeah, it does feel kind of semi-woolly at this point. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. I'm the last person to speak about it, frankly, with the amount of shooty I've done recently. But there was there's something a little bit strange going on. Definitely.
I definitely enjoyed it just with the headshots only because we carried that on. Apart from when we ended up just doing a team deathmatch against bots, which was quite funny as well.
Yeah.
Good. And realised and remembered why we hated a lot of the perks like fucking Last Stand and Martyrdom. And I was just like, oh my god, I hate these. Like, oh, he's just on the floor shooting me and I'm dead and that's annoying. And I've killed him. I need to carry on moving. And, oh, there's a grenade. And I'm dead. Cool.
Yeah, super shit.
Proper cunty moves.
It's got that Pez thing as well where on Pez, if you've got a free kick and you switch to the type of free kick taking where you control a player who you're going to pass to, so for example, you know, I'm taking a free kick. I've got a player 10 feet away. If I use the right stick to select that player before I've taken the free kick, the computer goes and marks that dude.
Yeah, totally.
And then if I switch to another dude down the bottom, the computer goes and marks him. I haven't played the ball. It shouldn't know.
No, it shouldn't know
but
at all.
It does because it's toilet. And it's the same with COD. Like, you get the perks like dropping missiles or the helicopter or whatever, and all the AI bots just go and park themselves on top of each other in a room and don't come out. You get nothing.
Yeah. It's like, fuck you.
Like,
yeah, certainly.
Screw the AI. We don't need any AI. It's fine.
No, that's true.
Yeah, it was good fun though. It was nice.
We had a good, it was something different, and it was a good giggle. So yeah, apart from that, buddy, it's just been the same old bullshit for me. What have you been playing? I see Rat Game is on the top of your list.
Yeah, so I've been playing.
Now I was going to say that this could be one of two games, either, you know, Dishonored, that has rats, or
that's true.
A Plague Tale, Innocence.
Innocent : indeed.
Innocent
buddy.
Is that what it is?
I have played a little bit of Dishonored this week, and further hits home how much better a game that is than A Plague Tale: Innocence. But yeah, unfortunately for me, the missus who has dubbed A Plague Tale: Innocence Rat Game because she can never remember the name of it, and nor can I. So she has quite likes watching it, and so she's asked a couple of times if we can play that. So
can you put the Rat Game on?
Just Rat Game, yeah.
Just Rat Game. It's like Rat Game.
Yeah. And I think the reason that she likes it, and the reason that it's actually it probably is a better watch than it is a play, because it. Obviously, we gave this thing a kick last week because of the gameplay was not great. Yeah, I had a couple of comments this week from a couple of different like platforms of people saying like this game was really well received and you just bashed fuck out of it. I 100% stick by what I said last week. This is a bad video game. It's a bad video game. The gameplay is non-existent. It's just the most fucking mediocre, basic puzzle gameplay. Like the first thing you think of, that's what you do. But it's arduous. It takes a while. This thing is one long fucking escort mission, and also has multiple insta-kill fail states. It's a bad game. It is just a bad game. I don't know why people think it's a good game. However, what it does well is create a bit of a mood and tell a good story. The story itself is decent, and that's what drew me in when I played the demo originally, and it's what's drawn the missus in while she's like watching me play through it. She doesn't have to suffer any of the fucking you need to move this flaming torch with a like. I've just completed a puzzle on like the 8th like level on that thing. The whole thing. I walked into the room and immediately knew what I needed to do. There's a load of rats. There's a load of pits. You've got to get all the rats in the pits. And
get the rats in the pits. What are you gonna do?
Doing so took at least 15 minutes of just walking up to a ladder, going up the ladder, move. There was no peril. Like it's not like it was just a chore. It was just busy work. Now push this along.
It's like a fetch quest.
It's so shit. But but the voice acting has remained consistently great throughout. The writing is good, like really good. The kid's no longer annoying me. He's very personable, and they've done a great job with the characterization there.
Yeah.
So despite the fact that it is frankly a bad game, gameplay wise, mechanically, and graphically to a degree, it doesn't look that great. It's got something, and I think it's probably the spark of the team that made it and their passion does sneak through. It kind of permeates through the thing, and it becomes kind of greater than the sum of its parts. And I'm not hating it, frankly. I'm kind of being semi-forced to play through it because
I don't think we hated it.
I'm on like chapter 9 of 17 now, and
yeah,
I think the 17th chapter is like a kind of prologue sort of thing anyway.
Yeah.
So I'm 3/4 of the way through this game now, and there's very little to it, but it does create a really nice mood. There's some nice like musical cues and stuff, and as I said, like the fact that the story is solid and so is the acting. It really it rescues it for me.
Yeah.
But I'm not having these people who are going on about how this game is a masterpiece and stuff. It fucking isn't. It's a bad game. The mechanics, the controls
Would it make
bad.
a good film?
I think it probably would make a very good film.
Okay.
As I said, the story stuff is really strong. So yeah, I mean, it'd probably make a better walking simulator. Like the game would literally be better if you stripped all the mechanics out of the fucking thing, because they're just so gamey that they detract from the sort of storytelling style.
If anything, it's a little too gamey.
It is. It is. Pick up this stick. I've got to walk over here now. Like, I just don't care, and I can't set the kid on fire, which I've tried to do several times as well. There's none of that, unfortunately. There's a couple of stealth sections actually where I was escaping a camp on the 6th chapter, I think it was, and it was genuinely good, like for just a moment, because it was so ridiculous. Like there's like 50 fucking enemies in this camp, and sneaking out of there was such an ordeal that it was actually genuinely satisfying when I escaped. That's probably the only time I've felt like it's a good video game rather than just a good story. But anyway, I'll stop talking about it now because we obviously talked about it a lot last week. It's a game. It would appear it is a game that I'm going to complete. So perhaps we'll revisit it when I have done that.
When you've done it, yeah, that's a good chance.
Give a little
Just want to say we're getting quite a few followers on the live stream right now.
Oh, really?
That's because we've got another promotion going, buddy.
Oh, shit.
JJ has chucked us some free games once again. This guy's a legend. At the moment, I think it's... I mean, we've got a fuckload that I just keep forgetting to go through them. I think it's... Metal Gear Solid Ground Zeroes is up for grabs for the next 3 weeks.
That's good. That's a good game.
Obviously, if you're in the Discord and you want it, just let me know and you can have it, and fuck these other cunts.
That's how we do, buddies. You come join our Discord. If we've got free games to give away, before we dish them out for competition, we just offer them up to you. If you want it, then fill your boots.
I'm making a free games thing, and I'm going to chuck a load of codes in there. Now, I'm going to take one for myself. Fuck you guys. Sorry.
What are you having?
I'm having 2 Point Hospital.
Oh, nice.
And luckily, I did the polite thing. I asked him. I said, "Hey, buddy, is it alright if I take this?" He was like, I'm glad you said that. I was like, that makes me feel good. He knew that I wanted to play this game so much. So yeah, I'm going to be playing 2 Point Hospital, buddy.
Nice, man. Yeah, I was disappointed when that was delayed on console, but I think that'd be really fun. Like the old Theme Hospital game was excellent. As I understand it, it's just a really good like reimagining of that. So
so I'm really looking forward to that. And also, once again, a massive thank you to JJ, just getting us those cheap followers and on Twitter,
base of people.
Yeah, we're smashing it now. I think. I don't know. Anyway.
Why not?
Anyway, sorry to derail you there.
No, that's fine. No worries.
Yeah, you were talking about video games. Carry on.
Well, that was Rat Game.
Rat Game, yeah. Rat
As I
Game.
said, I have played some Dishonored. I've been working my way through that. That fucking game's so good. Jesus Christ. The first couple of missions of that thing are so good. It's so awesome. This is a really old game now, so I'm not going to worry about sort of ruining anything. I won't.
It's the remastered one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. The end. I won't spoil the story properly or anything, but just certain missions. There's the very first proper mission that you do in that game is beautifully crafted. You've got to get across several sort of courtyards. You've got optional, like you can rescue some dude or you can kill him. If you rescue him, then he goes back to the Hound Pits pub, which is your sort of underground base with your dudes there, and it changes the course of the story and gives you optional extras and quest options and so on. And then the main quest line, you can kill this dude, and you can kill his mate, but his mate's not actually that bad. And one of your follower people back at the pub's like, "Don't kill him. He's a good man. He's just like gone a bit wrong." So you like the very first mission you're presented with in Dishonored, which is a pretty old game now, by the way, is like optional save or kill this dude, and you can do that in like 100 different ways. You can do it in a way where he never even saw you coming, or you can fucking execute him after you've spoken to him, like anything you like. And then you can kill the main dude or spare him, or you can kill the optional dude or spare him. You can do that by literally hiding under a giant boardroom table while they're in there, switching the poison between the two wine glasses, watching like one of them or both of them or none of them die, and sneak out of the room. You can introduce yourself to the dude that you've saved, or you can like not and leave him none the wiser. You can help him escape or not. Like it's so sandbox for what is essentially a linear game, because this isn't a giant open world. The fucking selection of options that you have available to you and ways that you can do things is so incredibly satisfying. I'm trying to use a lot more of the darker powers this time rather than just teleporting all over the place, and I'm getting a lot of enjoyment out of that. But it's mega satisfying, like sleep darting someone. Just and I think as well the sort of emerging gameplay where your best laid plans. I'm at the top of this like 4-story flight of stairs, and I'm hiding up on top of a wardrobe, and I'm like, I'm gonna just gonna do this dude in the back. I'm just gonna have him with a sleep dart. I'll drop him, and then I'll be able to creep down the stairs. And there's
like
kind
the
of
creeping kid,
low-hanging lights all the way down the stairs that I can teleport on top of. So I just blink between them. That'd be great.
It comes down to like the level design, really. If you think about it, there's so much effort and time must have gone into those things. Thinking like, well, you could do it like this, or you could do it like this, or you could like. It must have been a team of incredibly clever people that made those things.
Half-Life team is half the Valve Half-Life team. Exactly. So yeah, like enough said.
That'll do. They'll get the job done.
But yeah, so it was all planned out. It was all good to go. I'd avoided all the noisemakers. I'd snuck past all the masked dudes. I was just going to take this guard out, and I'd done him with the sleep dart. And as he sort of turned around, I just moved ever so slightly before I shot him, to the point where he kind of turned on his heel before the sleep dart took effect, and it caused him to hit the fucking rail of the balcony and just plumb straight over the top, spread eagle, like 4 stories down. There's guards on every level standing on the stairs, and all of them are alerted instantly.
What was that?
Come charge, barreling up the stairs, and then I'm like blinking between them and like executing them and shit, inevitably dying. It's just so good. It's such a fucking great game. Highly recommended.
Rat game.
Both rat games. That's both rat games out the way. Elsewhere, I've played TT Isle of Man or Isle of Mun.
Isle of Man.
This is by Big Ben Interactive,
Love Big Ben.
Notoriously make
Handball
bad
17.
It's yeah. This is all right. This is all right.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's pretty all right, buddy. It's relatively.
What would you compare it to?
I And it's supposed to be a simulation, and it certainly is in terms of even in the tutorial, it upped the difficulty, took some of the assists off, and you're in a position where you can no longer like if you chuck the accelerator down with the trigger, then you
You're
just fly
dead.
off the back of the bike. And if you brake hard, then you go over the handlebars.
No, it's okay.
That it's difficult on a controller to have that sort of level of precision, especially on an Xbox controller that I am weaker on than the PlayStation one. But the sense of speed's there is pretty good. The game looks quite nice. Like it's definitely a step up from previous Big Ben offerings, some of the like Seb Loeb Rally and that sort of thing. It's quite fun and quite enjoyable to kind of try and master it. I was definitely getting there a little bit, but it's very much a sort of game there for your time trialists, because it's basically like being given a selection of motorbikes and the like Behemoth like Nordschleifer, and being told, okay, like fly around there, and that's the game.
Go fast,
and that's cool. Yeah, like that's cool. It's decent. I quite like it actually. It's definitely sort of a double A game as we've kind of been labeling them, but certainly well worth a little poke if you have got the option, and that's on Game Pass. So that's why I've been playing it.
Nice.
The star of the show this week from new Game Pass offerings, buddy,
is it me?
Is a game called Sea Salt.
Oh.
And this is on Game Pass. I don't know if it's on PC.
I believe it is. We'll check right now.
It's definitely been on Steam, so I think it came over from PC originally.
There it is. It's Sea Salt, yeah.
So this is a Lovecraftian game, which immediately piques my interest because even if I don't play them all, I quite like watching other people play them and stuff.
What does that mean?
H.P. Lovecraft was a writer, an American writer,
right?
Fucking mega weirdo and responsible for all of the Call of Cthulhu stuff, tentacle monsters,
top
and
lad,
that sort of thing.
Got ya. Yeah, he was into his weird Japanese pornos. Then,
it would appear he was quite the oddity, like a very strange dude. But lots of stuff inspired from it since. So yeah, this is it's a sort of mixture of 2D side scroller and top down. It's very, very old school sort of 16-bit pixel arty sort of stuff. And it's one of these kind of reverse horror games where you're not the protagonist, you're the enemy. So you're basically in control of a small horde of like demons and worms and creatures and minions and stuff. And you slowly build your army, but it's essentially go through the levels. Early on in the game, you're on a ship. You've hid out in the hold. There's some enemies on the top deck. You have a boss battle against the captain, and literally you're aiming. You've got a reticule to send your minions where you want them. You're just surrounding him and then holding the trigger down to attack, and they all just fucking go to town on him. It's quite satisfying. It's clever gameplay because it's a little bit different, and I'm really enjoying it. I've probably sunk an hour and a half in, something like that, and it's just beautifully presented, like really nicely put together, and really enjoyable. So yeah, that's kind of my tip of the week, really. On Game Pass, buddies. It's cool. You just like grow your horde basically, and yeah, it's good fun. Controls really nicely, and lots of different options available to you. Extra perks. Once you build up your meters to like certain levels, you can hit Y, go into the menu, and like spawn more demons and stuff. It kind of pauses things so you can kind of cultivate the army. So there's that sort of minor management thing going on, and picking the right minions for different fights and situations. It's and it just makes you feel evil. Just like you can just evil laugh your way all the way through the fucking thing. So yeah,
fan of the evil laugh, definitely. Buddy.
Given, buddy.
I've just got a quick review here from Matt. He says, "Great fun and cool setting, fun game. It feels a bit like cannon fodder from all those years ago, but with a nice twist because you play a horde or sea monsters being controlled by an ancient ocean god thing. Cool, give it a blast.
Yeah, Gibbons. 100%.
That's the only review on PC Game Pass. So,
yeah, it's decent.
He gave it a 4 out of 5. I like it. So,
Yeah, it's not the most spectacular thing, but it's just another example of one of these games that knows exactly what it wants to do. It is doing one thing really, really well, and that's. So yeah, that's me, buddy. The only other thing I've been playing is Individual. I think is great. I think everyone should give a go. But I've spoken about it loads, so I'm not going to again. And then the only other thing I just wanted to give a quick shout out to a game that we've actually been playing weekly on game nights for some time, and I don't think we'd mentioned it on the podcast for a little. Is Gang Beasts on PS4.
GANG Beasts.
It's fucking great. It's a fucking great game.
It's really good.
It was a long time coming, wasn't it? But we've been
we
got
playing... there. We got there.
I think we've been getting better at it. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, the progress has been outstanding in the 3 to 4 weeks we've been playing this game. From just flailing about, picking people up, to actually, utilizing the punching and the headbutting, and also traversing the landscape. That's another one. Because obviously this game has God knows how many levels, and all of which are as stupid as each other. From the likes of being on a train, being on 2 moving vehicles, being in 2 elevators next to each other, which you can break, the cables off and things like that, and
that's
make
been
people
my go-to move.
It is, you're a big fan of fucking people over, buddy, and even yourself, if that's what happens.
Fucking, if that's the way the fucking chips fall, buddy.
Exactly. It's a great party game. You and your mates get together, beat shit out of each other, and as the game progresses, people get knocked out, but then you're still engrossed in watching what happens between the other players that are going, which is, a rarity, I would say, in a lot of multiplayer games these days. Mostly because it's not all just on one screen. Most of them are, single player, but you're with your buddies or whatever kind of thing. And yeah, I love these party games like Blaze Rush and stuff like that.
I mean,
obviously Micro Machine was,
Nidhogg,
Nidhogg, that was fucking hilarious, wasn't it? That was
real good.
But these classic kind of party games, and I want to ask anyone that's listening, obviously, if they know of any like similar kind of single screen co-op or multiplayer games like Overcooked or stuff like that maybe we haven't really given a go. I feel like it's gonna be really hard to find something that we haven't had a go at.
We've always been on the lookout. I mean, we've played lots over the year. There's a few that let us down. I always thought that Video Ball was going to be one that we really, really enjoyed, but the servers just all lagged.
Terrible.
They've never
until I became the host, I didn't realize how that game actually played.
No,
it's crazy.
It's such a shame.
Insane. It really was.
We've had some good fun with stuff. I mean, obviously, whatchamacallit, Towerfall Ascension,
that would be brilliant.
That's from the Celeste guys, and that's obviously brilliant.
If that had, a multiplayer online aspect to it, we'd be all over that. It'd be brilliant. 100%. But unfortunately, it's only local co-op, which is a bummer.
Given.
Yeah, but yeah, if anyone knows of any other kind of online, obviously, multiplayer games where it's on the same screen or something like that, give us a shout. Let us know. We'll give it a whirl.
Gibbons. Absolutely right.
Yeah, buddy.
So yeah, that's pretty much what I've been playing, buddy, this week.
Nice. That's a fair amount. I like it.
We've got a few other bits and pieces to talk about, haven't we?
Yeah.
What's this you got? So you got. Do you want to? Is now the right time for your
I mean, this is
least
just
favourite
something that
thing?
I remembered. This isn't my favorite thing, but this is just some Switch hacker. He's a pedo. That was it. That was all over the news this week. I was like, great. He's been like the worst of it is that annoyed me in the game's media was the main point of the headline is that he's been found guilty of hacking the Switch and he has to pay back like $250,000 to Nintendo, and then bolted on the end, also a pedo kind of thing. I was like, I can't. I feel like that's a lot worse than hacking a fucking bit of computer stuff.
I'd say so.
He's a bit of a pedo. It's not good. It's not nice. But anyway, that was there. That's not my favourite thing. That's the worst thing.
Yeah, Gibbons. Yeah, I mean, obviously, we if anything like massive is on the horizon, then I'll let you know in terms of releases and stuff. I have downloaded Tekken 7 this week on game, which is completely out of
wow. That's
I'll
there.
Be talking about that next week if anyone wants to listen. Which
that's a beat 'em up. What are they called now?
Fighting game.
Is it a fighting game? That's shit.
I don't know.
I thought it was something like clever,
like Streets of Rage, I guess, at this point. But
yeah,
the Turtles game was a beat 'em up.
I liked a good beat 'em up. Back in the day.
I do need to mention that Dreams is coming out.
That's true.
It's coming out this week, coming on like Valentine's Day. That game has been in development for such a long time, and I'm very interested to see what's going on there. It's going to have VR support and support for, I think, even outside of VR with the PlayStation Move controllers. So you can like edit with your hand, even on TV.
That's cool.
What have you any interest in this thing?
I don't know. I feel like it's going to be a complete waste of time. Great for people with creative minds. I feel like I've got quite a creative mind, but I haven't got the time or effort or can't be asked really to do it.
No,
I can't be asked.
Games for someone else to have made them already. I don't want to.
Exactly. And I know there's going to be like a big community. Well, hopefully there'll be a big community, kind of like Little Big Planet 3 and, well, all the Little Big Planets back in the day. There were some fantastic levels on that, and Trials, there were some great ones on that, like Halo 3 back in the day. There's some great maps on that we played and things like that. But yeah, no, I'm not too fussed. I think someone made Wipeout in it. I'm like, just get Wipeout. Just get Wipeout, mate.
Yeah,
Just do that. It's probably
it's impressive,
a better game,
though, isn't it?
Oh yeah, hats off to them, but just get Wipeout.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I'm interested in seeing what sort of, if they've got like a burgeoning community there where people making loads and loads of content, then it becomes worth getting for people who have no intention of making any content. That was kind of the case with Little Big to an extent. Yeah. And obviously that had a proper, career bolted on, I suppose, as well. I say career, game, single player. I don't know if
it was a career. It was about 18 grand a year you could earn from playing that game. 9 till 5, Monday to Friday. Not many lunch breaks. I mean, one a day. It's not great.
To remain dressed as a sack boy at all times, which was obviously a little bit oppressive and possibly contravening some regulations. But
I mean,
job's a job, mate.
I sacked it off after a month or so. I couldn't stick it. It was getting in the way of my actual job.
Yeah, Gibbons. Elsewhere, there's not a lot coming out in February that I'm especially excited about. Although Annapurna Interactive continues their plight of releasing every interesting game. They're publishing Florence. I don't know if you've seen anything about this. It's kind of got a bit of traction at the moment. Looks like it could be something well worth taking a look at. A sort of adventure game, kind of arty.
I like adventure.
That's out on the 13th of Feb. But yeah, looking to the end of the month, 2 Point Hospital launches on PS4, Xbox, and Switch on the 25th of February.
I believe it's coming to Game Pass as well on console.
That's very cool. Delighted by that.
I don't think it's on PC Game Pass though. Might be, but I don't care. I got it for free thanks to the mighty JJ once again.
He's the G. But yeah, that's pretty much your February, folks. It's at that point you're heading towards March, which traditionally is when all of the delayed games release, which is why
But most of them have been delayed again.
Yeah, a lot of them have. We got Ori and the Will and the Wisps is true.
Out. I'm looking forward to that. That's gonna be a good game. I'll play that.
Neo 2, MLB The Show 20. There's a new RBI Baseball as well coming out in March.
Baseball.
Always quite interested in that. Bleeding Edge arrives on Xbox One and PC. Moons of Madness. Slim pickings, buddy.
It is, isn't it? It's a bad first quarter.
It's looking like May is when it actually properly picks up with the release of The Last of Us 2.
If you think last year we had such delights as Anthem in the first quarter of last year.
That's true. I think the one that I'm most interested for, and I mean out of the entire year, is Fast and the Furious Crossroads. I know.
I understand where you're coming from, and I'm totally with you.
It's being made by
it's going to be total
studio.
wank though. Yeah, it's going to be.
It could be anything.
I don't know what it's going to be. We haven't seen anything of it really, have we? We haven't seen anything of it. I haven't actively been looking though, but I feel like if something popped up on some news feed somewhere, I would have seen it and been like, "Oh, that's what it is." Okay, now I understand.
Well, it premiered at the Game Awards, and obviously you got Cody's involved now, but I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say. It looked weird. It looked really weird. It would appear that it is a story-based game, and
it has to be.
Well, yeah, but I mean, not like Need for Speed. I mean, like, I don't know. It's got a sort of.
If it's anything like Need for Speed, the reboot, I'm there, mate. I'll play that game.
It's got like Twisted Metal, Vigilante 8 sort of gunplay by the looks, judging by the trailer that I saw. It's definitely got car models that look a bit sort of Project Cars-y, but there seems to be a hell of a lot of dialogue. It's all completely...
My question.
Seems to be
am
fully
I going to be jumping
from
one skyscraper to another? Am I going to be jumping out of a plane in a car? You know, these are all things I expect from this game.
I was hoping for some sort of Fast and the Furious meets the movie Crossroads with Britney Spears.
Right.
That was.
I mean, I don't think I've ever seen that film. I feel like I've missed out on life now.
All I'm saying is, that they are one of the greatest racing developers on the planet.
Oh yeah, and no question.
I don't know how this came about or why
they're also mental, so that goes in their favour.
All I can say is it's got the entire cast behind it from the movie, and it looks utterly fucking dreadful. Like, I'm excited to see. Dare I say that car crash, buddy? I'm looking forward to seeing what that is. It's exciting.
I'll see you at the Crossroads.
I'll see you at the Crossroads. Absolutely, buddy. Elsewhere, the only other thing that interested me this week really was the news that Dan Houser is leaving Rockstar, which is kind of a big deal.
He's had enough.
I mean,
he's been on all that money.
Has he been on a very long holiday? Because it doesn't seem like he's been around for ages. And
he's just there, just swimming in his Scrooge McDuck. Is it Scrooge McDuck? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Fucking vault of money, blatantly. I don't know.
Yeah, I think they called it an extended break,
Yeah.
which is now officially going to be leaving in March.
I mean, they had a lot of bad press a while ago, didn't they?
They have, and he was central to most of it. So, yeah,
Probably a good
lot
time
of
to
the
take.
alleged stuff that we heard about.
Yeah.
He was often mentioned, but I suppose both of them really. Yeah, he was always kind of number two to Sam Houser, as who's kind of the president of the company. So, yeah, Rockstar released a statement saying, "We're extremely grateful for his contribution. Rockstar Games has built some of the most critically acclaimed and commercially successful game worlds. A global." I'm not going to read any more of that. They're just licking their own arsehole. But
Fuck those guys.
Cheers for that. But yeah, he's fucking off anyway. There we go. He was vice president. He'll be leaving on the 11th of March, and I guess we'll see what's next from what are they working on, Rockstar.
GTA 6.
GTA 6.
And GTA 5 online, and for some reason Red Dead Redemption online, I believe, still. But
I still can't put my finger on why that isn't popular.
Because it controls like balls, mate, that game. It's not great. It's too old. Like, not the game itself, but the mechanics and the mechanics.
Bethesda syndrome.
I was watching some gameplay that I recorded ages ago. Well, about a year ago, probably, or just over. And I just remember doing the mission, and the whole shooting is like, it's all about auto aim assist. Like, you take your finger off the aim down sight and you put it back on again, and it snaps to the enemy, and then you take it off again, snaps to the other one, off, on, off, on, off, on, off, and it's just, I don't know, like a shooting gallery kind of thing, but a shit one.
Yeah,
that makes sense. I don't know. No, like you say, that really should have taken off, but I think the reason it worked so well as a single player game was because it was so vast, and you were out exploring and things like that. Whereas when you're online, is that what you want to be doing? Do you want to be taking your time? Because a lot of time in GTA Online, we're gunning it in our fastest cars. We tested out all the different cars. We were like, well, we feel like this is the fastest and best handling one, so we all bought the same car, kind of thing.
Yeah, true.
It's not really the same on a horse.
No, I guess not. I do kind of feel like it might be time to return to that game, though. Maybe
I will do that with you if you want to have a pop at the online and see what it's all about. I'm sure there's a million pop-ups that we're going to get when we log in.
Yeah.
And get bombarded by these gold bars. Oh, God,
yeah.
And the rest, yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like I kind of got through the story of that game so quickly that I didn't actually play it for that long a period.
Invest any more into it.
I loved that. It was so good playing through that thing single player.
Totally. I think the single player, it's made for single player, that game.
Yeah, because it controls so poorly that you wouldn't want to play it online.
I think so. But to be honest, I'd probably say the same with GTA 5 now. If I went back and played that, I'd be like, because it's going to be the same shooting model, but the difference with GTA 5 is you've got new guns, like a rocket launcher. So it's a bit more silly and fun, I guess.
I was watching a video of someone who installed some sort of mod to Skyrim that gave them AK, like dual AK-47s. They're just wandering around Tamriel, fucking executing people with assault rifles. It's quite funny.
Oh, was that you took an arrow to the knee?
Yeah.
Oh,
took an AK to the face.
Yeah, now you're taking an AK to the face.
Yeah. I just feel like I want to get into as a big open worlder. And obviously the guys in the Discord chat of late have been
they've been all over it.
Talk about Dragon Age.
Yeah, true.
So
JJ's on about The Witcher 3, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. Actually, yeah, we had an interesting one from Cosmic Dad this week, didn't we? He's been playing Heaven's Vault, which he's just
Yeah.
finished, and I highly recommend. So yeah, he had a little bit to say about it actually. So let me just read a little bit out. It's a very entertaining walking simulator with an engrossing story, great characters, and some very chilled sailing. The basic premise
Sounds good.
is that you're trying to find out what happens to someone by tracing their movements and looking for clues. The clues lead you to more places to explore, rinse and repeat. Throughout the game, everything is littered with this ancient language of hieroglyphs, which you gradually decipher one glyph at a time through multiple choice and help from your robot and the librarian, which means you can understand more and more different glyphs, which means you uncover more clues, and so on. It's a clever concept, works really well for most of them. Yeah. So I'm not going to read anything more that he says. It's in our chat if you want to get. But that sounds like something that I want to play, and I don't want to know anything more about it. So quite selfishly, I'm going to stop reading now because Dad, sorry about that. But that sounds interesting. And yeah, and he also says he's over 100 hours into Dragon Age Inquisition.
Which is crazy
I
for a
think she's on
£5 game.
Was the big boss, but who knows? I've loved this game. Might be one of my all-time favorites. And to think I ignored it for 5 years because Dragon Age 2 was shit. And to think how many times we've nearly for like £4.
I know.
Maybe that's the one. I don't know, but
maybe.
He's also given up on Bloodstained. Yes, you and me both. So yeah, there you go. And then yeah, JJ's considering Dragon Age as well. He's been enjoying The Witcher, and he's looking forward to it.
Ultra super pumped.
He's pre-ordered both of them. So
danger.
Yeah,
but I feel like there are a couple of games probably I would pre-order.
JJ knows he's going to love Doom, and he knows that he's going to want to be along for the ride, even if Cyberpunk.
From the get-go, you want to. That's it, isn't it? Like
absolutely.
It's being in that situation where all the hype is still going on, and you being part of it. Well, not part of it, but experiencing it at the same time. Yeah, exactly. It is a nice feeling.
Absolutely.
Say. Yeah. Or if it's shit, you can be like, get on the bandwagon with everyone else, which is always fun.
Kevin, what are you planning on playing this week, buddy? This coming week?
I don't know.
Said you got Frostpunk installed. I'd be interested to hear what that.
I feel like it's going to mainly be 2 Point Hospital, buddy.
Yeah, true.
I got a couple of raids lined up, and then the rest of the time is going to be 2 Point Hospital, I think, and that's probably it. Oh yeah, I was going to go for the old what's it called, Frostpunk?
Yeah,
was it? Yeah, I've got it all installed, ready to go, and now I've got that. I kind of, because the whole reason of me playing that, because I was like, oh yeah, it's like the top down, element strategy game, but build a hospital, same thing. But yeah, I think that's going to be me. What about you? Obviously, a bit more rat game.
Yeah, well, with the Dishonored remaster, not Dishonored, sorry, by trilogy, I kind of want to get into that again, but I'm a bit worried that if I start at the original BioShock while I'm still playing Dishonored, then I'll stop playing one or the other.
I know what you mean.
I probably need to press on with Dishonored, really, but I don't know. I've just kind of been in a weird mood recently. I want to finish Indivisible. It's a game I never would normally play. I've enjoyed it so much, and I want to get to the end of it before I don't know. I'm just the biggest thing with Game Pass, and I think that it's the case with fucking society at this point, especially when it comes to subscription services rather than making definitive purchases. I'm just so fickle now, man. I'm so fickle. I play a game for 35-40 minutes, and the missus will be sitting next to me, and she'll be kind of getting into it. She'll be like, "This is quite interesting. This is quite good." And then all of a sudden, I'll just fucking hold the button down and turn it. I'm just like, she's like, "What was that?" I was, what the hell? I'm like, I don't fancy it. And that's just happens all the time. I'm just like,
it's the world we live in, buddy. You know,
it's consumerism at its fucking absolute fun-loving best, buddy.
And I feel like we do a good job at trying to stick stuff out. But
yeah.
End of day, if it doesn't get me within 2 seconds, It's not for me.
But yeah,
But
I've got
the
quite a
beauty
lot
of that is, though, like, you see if a game does get, like, accolades or something like that, then you think, oh, okay, yeah, no, I will try it again. And you do maybe 2 or 3 times more. And eventually, maybe it will stick. Like, I've had that in, a handful of games. Mainly Mass Effect. Fucking hated that game when I first played it. I was like, what is this bollocks? Next time I played it for God knows how many hours. It was ridiculous. Oblivion. I got through the first bit, got out into the open world, and I was like, well, that was a bit shit. Put it down. Came back a year or so later. Oh, wow, this is fucking massive and awesome. Woo. Off I go. 100 odd hours later. That was good. These things happen. You can't instantly fall in love with every game you play. I mean, obviously you can, but there's something wrong with you if you do, I think.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair. I tell you, I was having a look this week at PS Now.
Okay.
And it's now comparably priced to Xbox Game Pass.
How much is it now then?
Well, I mean, you can get
£8 a month?
It's £9 a month, but that's only if you pay for it monthly.
How much is a year then?
I think a year's £40.
Oh, really?
40. I think so.
That's not bad at all, really, is it?
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking. So,
right. What do we get though?
It's 50. Sorry, it's £50 a year.
But still, that's like what, I don't know, £4.80, £4.70 or something a month.
Yeah.
Say.
Yeah, I was just kind of comparing the services, really. It's finally sort of comparably priced.
Mm-hmm.
It's 55, 60 for Game Pass, something like that. And then I was having a look at the games, and I don't know. I was going down the list. Let me go. I'm not going to read all of them. There's loads. There's more games. First thing I'll say is there's more games on PS Now, Xbox Game Pass. But I'll just read
how
the
many
first 10.
of which? Okay, just the
A
first
Boy
10.
and His
Not
Blob,
10.
Abzu, Aces of the Luftwaffe, Ace It Out, A Game of Charades, Action Henk, Adventure Time, Pirates of the Anchorcroft, Agatha Christie, The ABC Murders,
I want to play that.
Vietnam. So yeah, that's not a great start, is it?
Agatha Christie, ABC Murders. I've wanted that game for a long time.
There's nothing on there that is super stand out. But the more I was looking at some of the stuff that is on there, for example, and I was going to speed scroll and I'm just going to randomly throw some titles at you that I would definitely like to play if I had that service.
Go on then.
Here we go.
Hit me with this.
Oh, it's a bad
He hasn't
start.
found one.
It's a bad start. I'm just scrolling through. It's not going well. I'm only on God. B though. I'm only on.
Oh, okay. Wow, there's quite a few then.
There is a lot. Yeah.
Batman's on there. It's got to be.
You got like Broken Age and stuff on there, and then getting into C, we've got Carmageddon Max Damage. I'd definitely play that. All the Castlevania games. There's some games that I've always kind of wanted to get into. Crazy Taxi. Lots of older games that I'd like to play.
Right.
Dangerous Golf.
I'll play that.
Daytona USA.
I'll play that for at least 10 minutes.
Dead Space 3.
Maybe. Anything recent
games. I mean, there are games on. All the F1 games are on there, and F1 Race Stars. I'd definitely play that because it's awesome. The farming sim games are on there, including the most recent. True. Fear. I liked Fear. That was a great shooter. I'd definitely play that. It's mostly old shit. For Honor, probably not.
No, you don't want to play
all
that.
The God of Wars are on there, and Gravity Rush 1 and 2. The original Grid Autosport, Grim Fandango, Heavy Rain's on there. That burn. House of the Dead. I don't know if you could play that with the Move controller, but I think you
That would
can.
be
I think
cool. Yeah,
that'd be
that'd
quite
be
fun.
interesting. That would be fun.
Infamous, the original, Infamous 2. Yeah, no, it's not great, is it? I
No,
think I
you're not
might
selling it to me. I'm not gonna lie.
all the Killzone games, all the Lego
I'm
games.
alright. I'm alright. Got 'em,
Lost
played
Planet
'em.
2, Lost Planet 3,
Played them.
Mafia 2,
No.
all the Metal Gears.
I feel like you can stop now.
Yeah, Motorstorm.
He keeps going.
I'm on N. No, I'm done. I'm done. Ignore me.
I will. Thank you. But at least they're kind of getting the price into some sort of area.
I think the price isn't the problem anymore, and the fact that you can choose to either, install or stream is quite cool as well. The problem is the game catalog, and that problem won't be solved unless they relent and start chucking up first-party exclusives at launch.
So,
like the Xbox.
Question for you. So, if Sony said that, okay, fuck it, we're going to buckle. We're going to put all our first-party titles on PS Now, yeah?
Yeah.
And you could use a PC or a Mac or a tablet or anything with a fucking screen to stream this on. Yeah? Would it be a case of you then just being like, fuck it, I've got my shit heap, I'll keep my Game Pass going, and I'll just get PlayStation Now as well and play it like on my Mac or something connected to the telly? And obviously you'll still get the performance of like a PS4 or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, would I be able to play... I wouldn't be able to play everything on there, would I? So on like a game night, I wouldn't be able to play with my wheel and everything.
I doubt it. Not on there, but by this point, say this is what we're all doing. We've all got a shit heap Xbox, wheels that work with that, and we could play like F1 on that, say, and then you can play your PlayStation exclusives on your PS Now. Or is it just a case of we'll just go straight up? We're going for these services full in, and we're paying. How much a year would that be? 50, and then. Which you need PlayStation Plus though as well.
With Ultimate
so that's
Plus.
So that's like 90 quid. It's like 180 quid.
Yeah, say £200 all in for your subscriptions for the year.
And that means you get all the exclusives.
Yeah, you get all the exclusives.
So for the price of technically 4 games, you get all the games. Not all the games, but
it's a good deal. I mean, the most for us at least, the most number of games you're going to actually want to buy after that. 3 or 4 throughout the year. So it's probably a saving on what we've been used to.
I think it's food for thought there, to be honest, going forward. Like it all just depends on what's available on other platforms, because obviously we don't want to shell out for 2 consoles and then also shell out for 2 subscriptions and 2 online services and things like that. That's just a bad idea. It's just too much. But if there was a way of accessing these games on other platforms,
it depends what you're playing and who with. I mean, to me, totally. I think that my little shit heap is the greatest value gaming console I've ever bought. I got it for $169 at a time when that model hadn't been out very long, and I had £100 worth of vouchers as well. But that's obviously ignore that in terms of the value of it. But $169. It came with 3 months. But Xbox Ultimate, so Game Pass Gold and everything, and EA Access, 3 months of that as well. And I've been playing. I never would have guessed how much I've been playing that Xbox.
Yeah, totally.
I now play it more than my PlayStation because of the amount of content that comes out on it that I can just download and play and enjoy straight away. Internet connections have got to the point now where whatever the game is, I can usually have it downloaded at least to the point where it's got the fast start option and is ready to go within half an And like I only play my PlayStation when I'm playing PES, which, by the way, is on Game Pass, and I could play on the Xbox if I want. And then on a game night, my Xbox, I play far more Xbox than PlayStation at this point. And it's an absolute bargain. And if you're not that bothered about being at the cutting edge of graphics, then the sort of support you've got there, content-wise, is absolutely amazing.
But never buy a Switch.
Never buy a Switch. If you're just looking for a shit ton of video games to play for fuck all money, then go out and buy an Xbox One S. You can park it under your telly. It's got a 4K dashboard, buddies. PlayStation hasn't. And
do you think now is a good time to buy an
Blu-rays.
Xbox One S though, or just
yeah,
wait for the Series
100%
X?
it is. You can pick it. I've seen them as low as 120, 130.
Yeah,
that's an expensive dinner out. Like that's a
true.
fucking absolute bargain, and that you can get several months of Game Pass for £1 with that.
Yeah,
you don't
true.
You don't need to buy any games. I've bought 2 games, Orange Box and Dishonored. Like I haven't bought any Xbox One titles. I did buy Forza 7 for £8 in
Schoolboy.
And I do need to play some more on my drive home. That's pretty important. But yeah, whatever, man. It's food for thought, as you say. Like, you don't necessarily need both consoles when you can start streaming. Then that's a big old game changer.
Yeah,
obviously, Stadia's got a kick in from GeForce Now this week, which I've quite.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. The old Nvidia GeForce Now has come out of beta stage and been like, "Yeah, fuck you, buddies, we're here." And good to go.
A lot of complaints from people who were early adopters Stadia saying to Google, like, "What are you doing?
What are you doing?" And they're just not saying anything.
What's going on? Yeah,
nothing.
I know.
We don't know. And they came out and were like, "Oh yeah, we've got some games coming out now."
Yeah, shocker.
Like, okay.
Absolute shocker.
Well played, dickbags. Anyway, are you ready for my news favourite thing of this week?
Buddy. The time has come. We've kept people waiting long enough.
I know, that juicy dangler just... it's
so
reach,
juicy.
The time has come now, buddy, to reveal. Now, this is absolutely fucking stupid. We mentioned the Atari console for some unknown reason. Either last week or the week before,
and you
didn't
mentioned
we?
the hotel and that.
Yeah, that was it, wasn't it? Yeah. Well, Atari are back, buddy.
Right.
And this is some news about their console. So, like, this was just an article that popped up on my phone, and I was reading about it, and I didn't realize that it's been like 3 years since this thing was first announced, and people backed it, and they got a backing of 3 billion, or was it million? 3 million. It's not billion. That'd be silly.
Gotta be million.
3 bazillion. $3 million of fucking backing for this console. And at that point, they had no concept, no nothing. They had, I think, an image or something like that. As it progressed, nothing happened. They didn't have anything. They came out at, I think it was a show either last year. I think it was beginning of last year, and just showed a box with nothing in. After it being delayed for God knows how long. Their lead designer quit 6 months ago, or around about that, because he hadn't been paid for, I think, about 6 months as well. And at the end of the day, this is just a mediocre PC in a shitty Atari wooden box that has fuck all content. But that's not that's just background story and how it got it was meant to come out in end of 2019, which was the last one. Then it got pushed to March 2020, which you think, okay, that's pretty soon. Hold the phone, buddy. It's been delayed again. But for this time, it's not Atari's fault. It's because of the coronavirus.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, apparently so. So their manufacturing unit has been shut down due to obviously what's been going off around, well, the world, I guess, now.
Yeah.
And they can't do anything until it reopens.
Good.
But yeah, so there you go. The Atari, I think it's Atari Box, what it's called, which is
it's
terrible name.
not called the Mad
has been
Box,
delayed,
which,
delayed again. Yeah, no, it was just interesting seeing about it, and also the pre-orders. Every time it got delayed, the pre-order went up in price. It started off at like $200, then it went to $300, and now it's like $500 or something fucking
possibly
stupid.
be in that.
No, I'm not. It's my mind's telling me no.
Yeah.
But my body
My body's telling
is
me
dying from coronavirus.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Well,
So there you go. So, unfortunately for backers of the Atari box, it has been delayed again, but it's not their fault this time.
No, it's the coronavirus. Do you think Blizzard can blame the coronavirus for the terrible Warcraft 3 remaster they've just released that everyone hates?
Of course they can.
That thing's a shit show, isn't it? Fucking hell.
Yeah, they haven't done well there, unfortunately.
So shit, man. Like, that's like one of the greatest games ever.
Great game. Loved it.
Re-released.
Yeah. Well, you know. Got to make money somewhere, buddy.
It's a hard given. Well,
anyway, I feel like we've waffled on.
We'll just jog on now, shall we?
Yeah,
and
we'll
do what we do. Thanks so much for listening, buddies. We'd love to hear from you. Obviously, we've got our website, the jfgpodcast.co.uk, and you can a link to our Discord from there as well. Keep an eye on our Twitch channel as well. The old Ash there, he tends to do a bit of streaming here and there as well. So
yeah, I'm going to be back on it. I've had my illness, and I feel like I'm getting back to being able to talk again properly. I know that we've done the podcast, but that doesn't count because that's shits and giggles.
S and G's, beautiful stuff. Yeah. Well, we're going to fuck off. Thanks so much, buddies. We'll be back next week. Other than that, thanks so much for listening. And we'll catch you next time. Until then, I've been Alex. He's been Ash.
Goodbye.
Farewell.